Coming up, I've got an update on a brand new French Disney Plus original, Grey's Anatomy and Dopesick, plus much more. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hey everyone, it's Roger here from What's On DisneyPlus.com. It's Monday, it's time to jump into some of today's big Disney Plus news. With it being a Monday, we have got some new content arriving on a number of different countries, including the UK, Ireland, and across Europe and in Singapore. We've got a new episode of The Walking Dead. So this is the final part of the first batch of 8 episodes. So that was pretty cool. So we had that one there dropped this morning, watched it, really enjoyed it. Pretty brutal, but pretty great. But what they've also announced over the weekend is the second batch of new episodes is going to be dropping onto Disney Plus in the UK, Ireland, and in other countries as well, from February the 23rd. So what they're going to be doing is then you'll have the second batch of new episodes, and that'll be running for 8 weeks, and then it'll be stopping, and then it'll be coming back in later in 2022. They've kind of split this final season up into 3 different batches and sort of separating them out, but that'll be coming exclusively then to Disney Plus next year. So if you haven't already watched The Walking Dead, the first 10 seasons are already available, and now you've got like the first third of the 11th season. Really enjoying this series, completely caught off with this series this year, watched it and just got completely hooked on it and binged a lot. Now I've done, probably gonna have to go find some of this other series that's connected that aren't on Disney Plus because they don't have the distribution rights to those ones. But let's move on. Disney has just announced a brand new European Disney Plus original called Mauvaise, which is going to be filming in Belgium. This 10-part French original series is available exclusively on Disney Plus in 2022 and is a comedy thriller. The series is being produced by Kate Studios and BBC Studios France, and is an adaptation of the BBC Two series The Wrongmans, which was originally created by James Corden and was co-produced by the BBC and Hulu. This outlandish series follows Vincent and Alban, who in his 30s works for a departmental council, and his girlfriend Louise, who happens to be his boss, who has recently dumped him. Alban, who is 45, works in the same building as Vincent, and he still lives with his mother. When Vincent answers a call from a lost cell phone at a scene of a car crash, he and Alban find themselves caught up in a dangerous web of crime and conspiracy that turns their lives upside down. Disney Plus has already committed to making 60 new originals for Disney Plus by the end of 2024, and they just keep announcing new ones, and hopefully as well they're just kind of released all over the place for everywhere. The fact that they do say international in the press release is a great thing. I want to see much more of this, especially after the success of things like Squid Games for Netflix. It makes sense for them to kind of go out there and release them for everyone. If you don't want to watch it, then you don't want to have to watch it, but you know, if they can put subtitles and hopefully dubbing on there, that would be the best way for us all to enjoy it. But yeah, this one should be a lot of fun. What do you think of all of these new European exclusives? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Today, Disney has also released a brand new trailer for the upcoming original drama series Dopesick. So this new series is going to be coming to Hulu later this week on Wednesday, with new episodes dropping Wednesday. Unfortunately for us with Disney Plus internationally, we've got to wait a little bit longer. The first 2 episodes are going to be dropping on Disney Plus Day, which is the 12th of November, with new episodes dropping weekly afterwards, and there are 8 episodes in this series, so that will see us pretty much to the end of December. Really looking forward to seeing this series. Stars Michael Keaton. Dopesick examines the one company triggered the worst drug epidemic in American history. The series takes viewers to the epicenter of America's struggle with this opioid addiction, from the boardrooms of the big pharma to the distressing Virginia mining colony to the hallways of the DEA. Heroes will emerge in this intense and thrilling ride to take down the corporate focuses behind this national crisis and their allies. The other really interesting thing with this series, it's kind of one of the first major originals that does not have any logo of Star. It's not in the trailer, it's not on the poster, no mention of it anywhere. This is a Disney Plus original series, so they're definitely kind of moving away from that Star branding, which I'm finding quite fascinating within the first 6 months, which I think is great. I think that's definitely just an easier way for people to understand internationally of, like, you know, when you see a trailer, you know it's on Disney Plus, and obviously in the US it's a Hulu original. But I just think this is just a great way of moving forward. But are you excited about Dopesick? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Disney has also announced that the 18th season of Grey's Anatomy will be coming to Disney Plus in Australia and New Zealand from the 20th of October, so we're getting new episodes every single week. The same thing happened last year, so over there it's basically a original series because it's the only way you can watch it. The last 3 seasons are available on Disney Plus. Any ones before that are available on Stan. So if you're up to watching some new Grey's Anatomy, that is the way to watch it. I mean, I kind of wish that that's what we had here, but unfortunately, due to previous streaming contracts, like for example here in the UK with Sky, Disney Plus won't get it. So it'll just be coming to Australia, and then it will get it like in a year's time. Same thing really happens over in there in Canada as well. Today, a number of embargoes have lifted on some new Disney Plus series. So up first, I want to talk about Just Beyond, which is a brand new anthology series that's going to be coming to Disney Plus this coming Wednesday around the world. It's Just Beyond is very different than what we've seen before. It's based on a comic book series by R.L. Stine, and it's kind of like a scary, like, it's definitely perfect timing for Halloween. There are 8 episodes all together, and they're all going to be dropping at once. We don't have to do the weekly thing. And every episode is completely different. So if you like one thing, you might not like the other. You might like one, but you might not like these. There was 8 of them. I would say there was probably about 4 or 5 that I enjoyed, and there was a couple of them that really wasn't too sort of keen on. It's definitely much better than I was expecting. I was kind of thinking, is this going to be a bit like the Disney Channel stuff? And I think it's a much higher level than that. Special effects and stuff are much better. And some of the stories are kind of pretty grotesque in terms of how they do it. One of them is this scary masked man that he's following her around. All turns out fine in the end, because all of this is aimed, I'd probably say, at around 12 to 14-year-olds, even though it's all kind of featuring like 16, 18-year-olds. Hint, hint, they are probably more likely in their late 20s, early 30s, because there's this one thing with American high schools where everyone just looks way too old to be there. But nevertheless, so you've got some different stories involving aliens. You've also got some stories involving witches. You've got all kinds of different things in there. Some of them that aren't quite so scary, and they're actually pretty fun. There's one like with a guy that ends up going in like a parallel universe from a comic book and stuff. I thought they were going to go like a superhero line, but they didn't do that. It was just like this parallel universe. And there was one that was really weird of a girl that had an app, and she could keep changing the app to make herself look different with filters. And they kept changing what she looked like and showing off the effects of what happens if you start going down that line of like changing your face and who you become. Some of the stories I think were a little bit too much of, too many of them were too similar. With like bullies, there was this one with this bully, which I actually really enjoyed. It was less of, not really scary, but there's this big guy, and he just goes around doing whatever he wants because his dad owns a town, and then he bumps into some old woman that kind of gives him a curse and stuff. It's very fun, that one. I did enjoy that one there. So you have to kind of go into this one. I wouldn't recommend watching all of them at once. I would definitely recommend kind of taking your time. Don't binge through them all in a day. I think that's what they're aiming for, because that's why they're releasing them all at once, because they're much more aimed at younger audiences. I think families are going to be able to enjoy this as well, because they are, as I said, it's for everyone to be able to sit down. I wouldn't say too many of them were scary. There's only really one that was with this like guy with a mask on that was a little bit freaky. There's another one that's got ghosts in, but I thought that one was really kind of quite tame and a little bit boring. But there was one of the ones was like, you know, everyone gets brainwashed when they go to this high school. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, they're all very different stories, and it's kind of hard to say, you know, I could almost like rate each one differently. But for me, definitely check these ones out, give them a go. If you don't like one, try another. If you don't like that one, maybe try another one. Don't just rule them all off because of one. It's a very much in that kind of series of, you might enjoy one of them more than the other, but definitely give them a whirl, especially in the Halloween season. I'd give this whole as a season of all 8 episodes together probably a 4 out of 5. Some of them were maybe a 3, some of them were maybe a 4.5. It kind of varied depending on what I was watching, but they're definitely much higher quality than I was expecting. Another new series that we can talk about today is Reservation Dogs. Now we're getting 2 new episodes dropping this coming Wednesday here in the United Kingdom and Ireland, and now this one's got a little bit of a weird release schedule. It's all over the place. In Hulu in the United States is already out. Canada's had a few episodes. New Zealand's had a few episodes. But it's an FX series, and it's all about a group of 4 teenagers in this town in Oklahoma. They're all in an indigenous area, and it's just very, very different. I loved it. I wasn't too sure how to begin with. It took a while to get going. But these guys, they're all like, you know, they're all like petty criminals, because they're all just trying to get by. They just want to make some money, get out of town. They've lost their friend because of the town, but a new gang comes in, and they kind of feel like they've got to protect it. There's really, in some cases, not really a lot going on. There's just, you know, scenes of them just sat outside of like a pharmacy just selling meat pies, and some scenes involving them just sat in a waiting room to be seen by a doctor. It's very just weird, and I really liked it. The humor on this one is great. It is a little bit more mature. It comes from Tiki Waititi. It's kind of got his level of humor in there. It's very I just really enjoyed it because it was so different than anything we've kind of seen normally. And I'm definitely going to be in for the rest of the episodes from this season. It's already been confirmed for a second one. But yeah, I just really recommend it. If you are in like the US or Canada, find that one on Disney Plus in Canada and in America on Hulu. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this one. So as I said, it'll be coming to Disney Plus in the UK from this coming Wednesday. Really can't rate this one enough, and I'm going to be coming back for more episodes. I really enjoyed it because it felt like a breath of fresh air. It just felt so different with the setting of where it was and everything. But yep, okay. But let me know if you're going to be watching Reservation Dogs, or if you've already been watching it. What do you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So there we go. That is all of today's Disney Plus news. If you are looking forward to seeing Eternals, which is coming to cinemas on the 5th of November, tickets have gone on sale today, so you can go see that one there. And just remember, it's a 45-day theatrical window, so it can't come to Disney Plus until pretty much around Christmas time, which I think might be about right. But yeah, if you're excited about this one, let me know in the comments below. But as per usual, guys, go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe. You can help support the channel from as little as $2 a month by becoming a YouTube channel member by just clicking that little button, and you get to contribute as well with the weekly Q&As. But on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Later. I'd like to thank all of our Patreon and YouTube channel members for their support. You can become a member from as little as $2 a month, and you get access to our weekly Q&A and much more.